welcome you all to today's class. It's me, Ankita Pokharel. In today's video, we're going to do two rating sessions on the topics expenditure on computers and smartphones and Gaurika Bags Records 4th Gold. Let's begin the class now.
Here we have our text, which is an expenditure on computers and smartphones. So here we are going to be looking at a chart that illustrates expenditure on computers and smartphones in Kathmandu from 2015 to 2019. As you see, it's mentioned here. By the end of this session, you'll be able to understand the trends presented in the chart and also draw conclusions from the data. Alright, let's start by understanding the basic components of the chart. Along the bottom, you will see the years here from 2015 to 2019. This is our horizontal axis, and we have sales in million rupees. The chart uses a grouped bar graph to represent the data. Each year has two bars, as you see, one in red and one in green. One showing expenditure on computers and the other showing expenditure on smartphone. So the red one is showing expenditure on computer and the green one is showing expenditure on smartphones. Now, let's delve into the trends. Focus first on the smartphone sales represented by the green bars. Here, these. Okay. Here we can notice how the height of the green bar increases steadily each year from 2015 to 2019. Okay. Now let's first read out the text and then we're going to get more about this chart. The chart shows the amount of money people from Kathmandu spent on computers and smartphones between the years 2015 to 2019. This is just what I have explained a while ago. According to the chart, there were upward trends in spending on both items. Smartphone sales increased steadily by 5 lakhs each year. Computer sales remained constant at 10 million until 2017 and then increased dramatically, reaching 45 million rupees in 2019. People's total expenditure on these electronic devices rose dramatically in this period. The total amount was 40 million rupees in 2015 and it went up to 95 million rupees in 2019. So, the text accompanying the chart points out that smartphone sales increased by 5 lakhs each year, and a lakh is a unit of measurement in the numbering system, which is equal to this, right? So, this means smartphone sales went up by 500,000 rupees annually. Now, shift your attention to the computer sales, represented by the red bars here. These. For the first 3 years, 2015 to 2017, the height of the red bar remains constant. See here? Do you see? It's constant here from 2015 to 17. Yes. Indicating that the sales were steady at 10 million rupees. However, in 2018 and 2019, we see a significant jump from this to this. Of course, from here to here, right? So, the text highlights this, that stating the computer sales increased dramatically, reaching 45 million rupees in 2019. So, you should understand that an important aspect of analyzing charts is understanding the overall trend. In this case, both computer and smartphone sales have increased over the 5-year period, as you can see the growth here in the chart. The text notes that total expenditure on these items rose dramatically from 40 million rupees in 2015 to 95 million rupees in 2019, as it's mentioned here in the paragraph here. So lastly, the text says, overall, the sales of both of these items grew, but smartphone sales grew more quickly. If these trends continue, we can expect computer sales to overtake smartphone sales in 2020 or soon after. So here, finally, the chart and the accompanying text make a prediction. What's the prediction? The prediction is based on the trends, and they suggest that computer sales could overtake smartphone sales in 2020 or even soon after. So, this is a reasonable assumption based on the rapid growth observed in computer sales in the last 2 years. So, to summarize, we have learned how to analyze a grouped bar chart by understanding its axis, identifying trends, and also drawing conclusions. Here in this chart, we have seen how expenditure on both computers and smartphones has increased in Kathmandu between 2015 and 2019, with a particularly sharp rise in computer sales towards the end of the period. So now we are going to be focusing on question words and how to form correct questions. Let's begin with this section, marking it section A. Here we have examples of statements followed by the question they answer. Let's read the first statement. She lost her yellow pen. Now, here we need to convert it into which question. How do you write it? We say, which pen did she lose? Notice how which helps us specify what we are asking about, as the instruction is mentioned as which. Next statement, they play volleyball. We need to convert it into what question and see how it's been converted to what question. What do they play? Next, Supriya lives in Janakpur. Change it to where question. The correct question is, where does Supriya live? So where is asking about location. Now, let's move to part B. Here we have jumbled words that we need to rearrange to form correct questions. I'll guide you through a few and then you can try the rest on your own. Number A, the words are, what doing are they? Think about the correct order. What do you think it is? It should be, what are they doing? Right? Number B, you up in the morning do get when? So take your time to organize them, and the correct question is, when do you get up in the morning? Right? Let's go to number C, how you do name your spell. So this one's a bit tricky, but we are going to take our own time to solve this, and the correct question is, how do you spell your name? Likewise, try doing the remaining as your assignment. Here, you need to create questions for the given statements using the question word indicated in the brackets. Let's try doing a few together. Mr. Thapa lives in Sarlahi. So, using the correct question word as indicated in the bracket, what's the correct question? Yes, it's, where does Mr. Thapa live? Likewise, number B, my father went to the bank to get some money. Why? Reason. Right? So, how do you make it into a question? You say, why did your father go to the bank? Right? Yes. So, let's go to number C. She has brought a history book. Using the question word what, the correct question is, what has she brought? D. Sheila works at Mangal Bazaar, Patan. We need to make a question using the question word who, and the correct question is, who works at Mangal Bazaar? Okay, so as we are done doing 4 of these questions together, now try doing this on your own. It's real fun converting the statements into questions using the question words as indicated in the brackets. Here we have another text for us. Let's read it out together. Gaurika bags record 4th gold. Kathmandu, December 10. Gaurika Singh added another gold to take her 13th South Asian Games SAG gold tally to 4 on the last day of the swimming competition at the 13th South Asian Games in Lalitpur on Monday. With this, she has become the only Nepali athlete to win 4 golds in a single game. Only Taekwondo's Deepak Bista had won 4 SAG golds, but no athlete had achieved the feat in a single tournament. Singh won her fourth gold medal in the women's 100 meters freestyle event with a brilliant timing of 53.13 seconds. She defeated her closest competitor of India's Shivangi Sharma, who clocked 58.15 to win the silver. Gaurika had earlier won the gold medals in 200 meters freestyle, 200 meters backstroke, and 400 meters freestyle over the span of the last 4 days. She also won a bronze in 400 meters freestyle team event. So here in this text we get to know about record-breaking performance. By who? It was by Gaurika Singh. She set a new record by winning 4 gold medals in single South Asian Games tournament, featuring no other Nepali athlete had accomplished before. So she becomes first Nepali with 4 goals in a single game. We get to know that she is the first Nepali athlete to win 4 medals in a single SAG. So her overall SAG success is that this brings her total SAG gold medal count to 13. So the text also mentions about her dominance in freestyle events, other medals that she had won earlier, and also reveals about the previous record holder Deepak Bista, who held the record for the most SAG goals won by a Nepali athlete with 4 goals, but those were accumulated across multiple tournaments. Okay? And the text also explains about the competition in the 100 meter freestyle event, where Gaurika Singh won her 4th gold. She bet Shivangi Sharma of India, who had won silver. So this is all the text is mentioning about the success of Gaurika Singh. So after having read in detail about the news extract on Gaurika Singh and her achievement, here are few questions given as you see on your screen, and this is your assignment. Reflect back to the text. If you have any confusion, go back to the text and read along and write the answers on your own. So before we wrap up, we need to understand about Gaurika's accomplishment, which is truly inspiring, and this reflects her dedication and talent. She has set a new standard for Nepali athletes and has also made her country really proud. Let's move on to getting an extra bit of knowledge, and we're going to learn about something called reflexive pronouns, as you see here. These pronouns are a bit special and they are used when the person doing an action is also the person receiving the action. Let's look at our first example. A. I cut myself while I was cutting grass. Notice that the person cutting is I, and the person who gets the cut is also I. That's why we use the reflexive pronoun myself here, as it reflects back to the subject of the sentence. Let's break it down. The word self or selves is added to certain pronouns to make them reflexive. Myself is the reflexive pronoun for I. Likewise, let's go to example number B. My father cut himself while he was shaving. Who did the cutting? Here in the sentence, my father did the cutting. And who got cut? My father. Right? So we use himself here, which is the reflexive pronoun for he. Okay? In example C, the old lady sat in a corner talking to herself. Since the subject is herself, that means the old lady, the reflexive pronoun is herself here. Okay? Now let's look at how reflexive pronouns change depending on who's involved. In example D, as we see, the sentence reads as, don't get angry, control yourself. This is said to one person. The pronoun yourself is used for the singular you. Okay? But look at the example E. If you want more to eat, help yourselves. Notice the selves at the end? Yes, this is because the sentence is directed at more than one person. Yourselves is the plural form of yourself. Finally, in example F, the picnic was great. We enjoyed ourselves very much. Here in this sentence, we enjoyed the picnic and we were the ones who experienced the enjoyment. So we use ourselves here. And the reflexive pronoun ourselves is for the pronoun we. Okay, so here's a quick summary. We use myself for I, himself for he, herself for she, itself for it, yourself for singular you, yourselves for plural you, ourselves as mentioned for we, and themselves for they. Remember, reflexive pronouns are only used when the subject of the verb is also the one receiving the action, as they reflect back to the subject. So what I want you guys to do as your assignment is make sentences using pronouns and their reflexives. Here are the pronouns I, he, she, it, plural you, we, singular you. And I have already mentioned the reflexives here as well. So it's going to be easy for you to try doing this. How did your class go today? If you have any suggestions or feedback, feel free to reach out to us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. See you in the next class with another lesson. Thank you.